Mississippi has one of the highest child poverty rates in America, the factor associated with lower education scores in schools. But they've turned that around and now results are surging, so much so it's been described as the Mississippi miracle. Planet America's Chaz Licciardello is with me in the studio to talk more about this. Good to see you, Chaz.
Hello there.
How bad was it?
It was worst in the nation. They were literally number 50 in the nation and a lot of people wouldn't be surprised to hear that. Mississippi is not associated with a lot of success generally in American news. But they were number 50 in the way they measure in America is 4th grade and 8th grade, both reading and maths. They have standardised tests, and they were number 50 in all 4. And we're talking 2013. And at that point in time, the rest of America was doing pretty well when it comes to education. But since then, they've just swapped around. The rest of America is, for the last probably 15 years, has been gradually on the way down, and Mississippi is just on the way up.
So how do they do it?
That's a great question. They have a number of reforms, and it's hard to know when you institute a whole bunch of reforms at the same time, if there's one in particular, but I can tell you the bulk of their reforms is, number one, they established that you do not go into the 4th grade unless you can read. You just don't. And we spoke to someone on our show about that and saying, isn't that a bit cruel? And she said, well, effectively, everyone goes through the 4th grade, but it holds the adults to account to make sure that those kids are good enough to get through. And so what happens is in the 2nd grade and 3rd grade, even in the 1st grade, they're working especially hard to make sure that the kids can read. Otherwise, they don't progress. That's the first thing. The second thing is they rank schools according to not their actual marks, but how much the bottom 25% advance. The bottom 25% advance. And that controls their funding, the schools. And so the schools really focus on that. And also, they have dedicated tutors who are going out of their way to screen children at very young ages to see who's struggling and who's not. And they get, no matter what levels of school they get, and they actually particularly patrol the poor schools, specialist training for their reading if they're in year 1 or year 2 or year 3 and they can't read.
And the results have been astonishing.
Yeah, well, just over 10 years, they've gone from 50th in America to 9th in America in raw numbers. And bear in mind, this is the poorest place in America. And generally speaking, when you're poor, your education results are terrible. If you adjust for demographic factors, they're easily, by a long way, number 1 in America. And not just in reading, also in maths. In like the year 4, year 8, maths and reading, they are leading the way. So it's incredible to turn around in just a decade.